buddy. Just woke up, packed up. I'm in St. George, Utah. My homie, Jim Turner, lives up in Zion. It's a 45-minute ride from here. This is day 2. We did the 1K in a day. It was just over 1,000, like 1,014 miles. Got the receipts to prove it. And we're heading up, gonna do Zion, and then I'm going to see my cousin in Irvine.
It had been 13 years since I had been to California. I hadn't seen my family there since 2011. I hadn't seen Mr. Turner since 2018. I recently turned 35, and on this trip, one thing was really apparent. I'm getting older. I have traveled this route before, but never on a motorcycle. The heat of the desert was rearing its head by 9 a.m., and by 10, it was already 100 degrees. Knowing the long expanse across the desert was going to be extremely hard, I left Zion without getting out of the car, knowing I'd have to go back there, for its beauty was infinite and timeless. It made me realize how small and unimportant my life was. Even as the years had drawn into decades and I had transformed into a man, the landscape around me humbled me, and it made me value the time I have left, because no matter how many years it may be, these rocks and valleys would be here long after. Even when I cease to exist, both physically and mentally in those that remember me. For these canyons care about no man. The desert is as brutal as death itself and a direct representation of life. One small mistake is all it takes for the end. All things take time and effort, and over the years I've started to feel lost, like nothing is right in the world anymore. To drive across this country again, to feel the divide, to know that one day we will have to fight to bring it back to the true land of freedom. But no matter what may happen to me or our country, it's important to understand that we are all just a small blip in time. What is our purpose? And how can this machine show me mine? Traveling around and meeting new people, and seeing new things, makes me feel like a cowboy in a western. The further I get away from home and the more alone I am, the more alive and adventurous I feel. We weren't supposed to work our lives away. We were meant to live our lives differently than this. The beauty of the desert is as two-sided in its harshest reality. The heat is oppressive and is deadly and is relentless and unforgiving like human nature. And yet, without the sun, we would feel like it's empty and cold. I have started to question my past choices and wondered if all my past mistakes will prevent me from ever achieving success. But what is success? And if I achieve success, will it make me happy? Will it matter? How will I have impacted my community, my family, and those around me? Are any of my actions actually important? And do any person's individual actions affect the humanity as a whole?
In and out. Look at how freaking crazy it is. I don't know if this is how normal places work out here in Utah or even close to California, but I hate people. There's no way I'm gonna stay in that kind of crazy line and wait for a burger that's probably mediocre. Tips for riding in the desert. I've got my Camelback strapped up here and I can access it all the time while I'm riding. I've just soaked myself down my pants, front, back. Let's get on the road. It's time to hit California.
They say it's what you do with your time that matters. Reach for your dreams. Make that phone call that you've been putting off. Quit the job that's sucking your soul away. This country is vast with different landscapes all throughout. A soul-seeking journey is important for us all. This trip across the country pushed me, both mentally and physically. And as I approached the hottest portion of the day, it was in a constant battle of will. The heat blasted itself onto my body. It pushed its way deep until it forced its sweat out of my body at a rapid rate. The things that challenge you the most are the things that are most impactful. They shape you. This ride changed me. It shaped me into being adaptable and resilient. It forced me deep inside my head, making me strong and confident, capable at overcoming anything the road threw at me. For high noon in the desert, there is nowhere to hide. Only water can save you from dying or going insane. And it's hard to imagine how someone could have done this by horseback. Recognizing their previous struggles, it makes me eager to be as strong as the ancient men. I am not satisfied with the current society or the role models that are being idolized. I would rather idolize the cowboys characterized in westerns who are strong, independent, and wander from town to town stealing the hearts of women. The further I get away from home, the more at home I feel. A simple life with few belongings could never get complicated. Unsown fields will never get a crop. Similar to the untraveled mind will never escape the confines of a hometown. None of us are getting any younger. If you were to rewrite your life as a book, how would you write yourself as a character?
So here I am. I'm in Nevada, and I see a fellow motorcycle rider over here. And I smelled a little something. I was behind him. He got off the side of the road. So it's so hot, dude. I can't lead a fellow rider out here broken down. I gotta see what I can do. The gentleman there, his Harley broke down. He said that he's got water. He said that he's had a problem with it overheating once and the sensor kicks off, but he's within walking distance right here to a gas station. He said he didn't need me to hang out, so I offered him water. I offered my assistance. We've done our good deed. Tips for riding in the hot weather. I realized that it's not a race across this desert. It's a race to stay hydrated across the desert. So I've really been stopping like every 40 miles or something and just dousing myself with water, because I think it's about the only way I'm going to stay cool, and it's the only way I'm going to be able to stay on the road to California.
Check it out. Harley Davidson, Las Vegas. Dang! I thought Black Hills Harley Davidson was nice. Ooh, look at that. Baby girl's looking fresh, dude. A little freshy. What do we got for price on this, huh? What do we got for mileage? Let's just see what she's got. 18, alright. By this time in the day, the heat was unreal. It's so hot that it makes you want to stop and escape, but there is no escaping it. I was stopping every 50 miles to soak myself completely just to stay cool. There are no trees for shade, and the distances between towns become more dangerous and anxiety-producing as you go along. Fears of being stranded along the roadway, waiting inside of an oven, literally baking you every second with absolutely nowhere to hide. By the time I had reached my cousin's house in Irvine, I was destroyed. I had ridden 1,000 miles in a day the day previously, and my arms, core, and butt were all feeling the intense soreness. All I could do was grit my teeth and press forward.